What I remember about the rise of the Empire is how quiet it was. During the waning hours of the Clone Wars, the 501st Legion was discreetly transferred back to Coruscant. It was a silent trip. We all knew what was about to happen, what we're about to do. Did we have any doubts? Any private, traitorous thoughts? Perhaps, but no one said a word. Not on the flight to Coruscant, not when Order 66 came down, and not when we marched into the Jedi Temple. Not a word.
Evening, ladies and gents, and welcome back to Let's Play Star Wars Battlefront 2. So, I thought I had lost the footage actually from this level, but turns out I've managed to salvage it, so that's really good. That way I don't have to re-record it. So now we are finally going to march on the Jedi Temple and perform the ever-so infamous Order 66. And you guys know what that's all about, right? We're not fighting droids anymore. Oh no! We are not fighting droids. So, getting between us and our prey, the infamous, treacherous Jedi Knights, are going to be some local temple militia who are just kind of the local police that are instated here, I guess, or they might be like privately hired by the Jedi or whatever. But they are in our way and nonetheless will be gunned down just the same. So now the actual 501st Legion, as seen in the Revenge of the Sith film, will march on the Jedi Temple, and this is actually their true moment that they appear as part of the film's canon goes. Now, I haven't really seen all of the Clone Wars cartoon. I know that they integrated the 501st to be... I'm talking about the new one, the 3D animated one. I know they integrated the 501st to be Anakin's unit throughout the entirety of that story. But I was more of a fan of the 2D cartoon style, the 5-minute shorts, that Clone Wars series. I was more of a fan of that one. I think most people are, but I was more of a casual fan of it at best. The moments with the ARC troopers are really badass, though, in that series. So our first objective here is to capture this command post in the Council Chamber, which has seen much screen time during each of the prequel films. And a lot of Jedi spawns in this level you're going to see are scripted. There's going to be a lot of encounters where you'll see different types of Jedi spawning as you walk into a room, and if you play this mission enough times you can actually memorize where they will appear. Otherwise, especially in instant action in this game, most all enemy spawns are dependent on there being a command post there, and they are, relatively speaking, random because you don't know when these, you have several different AI on the map at the same time. They're all acting independently. These Jedi are spawned scripts here. You can get several different kinds of Jedi that spawn. You can get Jedi Padawans, Jedi Protectors, Jedi Knights, and Jedi Masters. And they're all basically the same as far as performance goes. They're not any more dangerous. They don't have any more health than one another. The only real difference, I mean, sometimes they just have a different preset animation based on another hero character from the game. Like you see, this guy right here is dual wielding, so obviously he would have Aayla Secura's saber swing cycles in animation. So what we're doing right here is we're actually defending these holocron bookcases here from being destroyed. I'm going to use the Jet Trooper for that because I still can maintain my 501st blue colors, and I can blast them away with my launcher. I still don't feel like saying it's an EMP launcher because, come on, they ruined the EMP effect in Battlefront 2 and it's more of an explosive launcher now. But it's still cool and it's really effective against these Jedi nonetheless, if not more effective than it was if it were to still be an EMP. So, usually, even if you're playing on Elite AI, you shouldn't have that hard of a time protecting these. If you're playing on Elite AI, I would recommend just focusing on one of them and making sure that you can protect that one in particular, unless you're playing with multiple players in your campaign, in which case you can have one player per bookcase. But we're soloing this for now. Yeah, a game I don't haven't really talked about a whole lot is the actual movie tie-in Revenge of the Sith game, which was, you know, average at best, not a great game by any means. But they had a pretty good Jedi Temple level in that. They had some very interesting, unique enemies for that game too, like some heavy clones that used melee attacks and had jump packs. I can't remember what they call those guys. But the reason why I chose the Jet Trooper here is immediately when we complete that objective, we're going to have to go through here. And all these Jedi spawns are scripted here. There's a few of them that are going to spawn around the corner. And we can avoid most of these guys with the jetpack. We don't have to fight a whole lot of them. But it's getting out is going to be the hard part, because we're going to have to pick up a holocron here and bring it back to our LAT gunship at the beginning of the level. And the LAT gunship, as it always is in the campaign, is just a piece of... It is an AI, but it's just part of the background. Also, be very careful not to shoot a rocket directly at a Jedi's torso, because he can reflect it back at you. You can learn that one the hard way. But if you fire at his feet, the splash damage will get him. Interesting thing, if you have a in a CTF match, or if you have an objective, an item objective, these guys were scripted too. You saw I spawned from the ceiling and just came down on us. As we get later into the fight and more of the areas of this map start to open up, you'll get more random Jedi spawns, and you'll start to get more reinforcements as well, so it'll all balance out. Yeah, the LAT gunship here, as you can see, it's a scripted entity, and it leaves the level of its own volition. So now we're going to get a chance to play as Anakin, and he, specifically for this level, has the cloak that he does in the film, and his lightsaber, his sprint attack is the same lightsaber animation cycle that Obi-Wan has. Actually, all of his moves are the same as Obi-Wan, except he has Force Choke instead of Force Push. Other than that, only difference. So we're going to use him to take on some of these tougher Jedi here. This is Jedi Master. Again, I don't really think there's much of a difference except for maybe a health difference, because this guy's kind of like a boss enemy almost. But yeah, we can just lay waste to these guys. Honestly, because the AI in this game is not perfect by any means, even though these guys are supposed to be Jedi and have lightsabers, they're no match for us in our elite clone training. And it's funny how all of the...
Excellent progress.
Yep, there it goes. It's funny how all the little clips from the film that we see in the early levels in the Clone Wars, like Magneto and Felicia, are all clips from Order 66, because that's the only time we get to see those Jedi actually in the film. So now we get to see all those characters we just played as get their asses handed to them. It's really quite sad. So I don't know how a lot of you guys feel about the hero characters. I'm kind of indifferent about them. When I played this game with my friends, like, we kind of banned playing as the hero characters in instant action and just tried to use the regular units, and we felt like it made it more fair that way. But there is a specific hunt mission in instant action that is all hero characters. I'm sure you guys know the one. Wow, that was pretty cool. I held him up in place and let the turret kill him there. So that's it. Our job is done, ladies and gentlemen, and we march out back into the night.
With the fall of Coruscant and the elimination of the traitorous Jedi, Palpatine's rise to power was complete. In recognition of our service and loyalty to the Emperor, the 501st were placed under the direct command of Lord Vader. Armed with deadly new weapons, blazing new ships, and shiny new armor, our presence let the galaxy know that the days of the Old Republic were well and truly over. We were establishing a new era, an era of order and peace.